What in the world happened in Wisconsin the other night? And tonight, we have two really good games, so y'all better be watching. Let's talk about it here on Hoop Talks. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I'm Jelani Goodridge-Reid along with Noor Zainab. That is Miss Raptors Twitter to y'all. And we have Justin, not Timberlake, not Bieber,
better,
but Pooni. Okay, so guys, we have an issue that happened not too long ago, right? We all had the Bucks, I believe, winning the NBA title.
Yes.
And it was all for naught. It was all for naught. They did not show up in those final two games. They had double-digit leads in Game 4 and Game 5, and they dropped the series. One of the biggest upsets maybe ever, okay, in NBA history. The Miami Heat move on to play the Knicks. So, guys, I want to know, after the comments the other night, you guys obviously saw it with Giannis and talking about the failure. Was it a failure? I want to give it to Justin first.
Well, first of all, what Giannis said is very relatable in life. I think Giannis dropped a bar there. And every time Giannis talks, actually, I just grow more admiration and respect for him because what he said is true, right? Like, every day, we're not going to, we work every day to reach the ultimate goal. We're not going to get there right away. And you got to enjoy the process and the journey to get to the end goal, right? And I think when you think about it, when they won that title, right? Yeah, the moment they won was great, but I think what made it even sweeter was the years of failure, whether it was against Toronto, Miami, the years previous to that, right? When you reach the mountaintop, you respect the journey more, and I think that's what Giannis was getting at, and I think that was the most, important part of what he said. Now, with that being said, they were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they lost to an 8th seed. Now, this 8th seed, of course, was the Miami Heat, and Jimmy Butler played unbelievable basketball. Yeah. Unbelievable basketball. They shot the ball way better from three-point range than they did all season long. And nobody could have predicted that. Giannis did get hurt, missed 2 games. I only played like 6 minutes in game 1 as well. So that played a factor in it. But yeah, the Bucks need to go younger. They need to, I'd probably try to move off Chris Middleton. I'd probably try to build around Giannis and Drew Holiday, and everybody else could be on the block. Because look, you have the best player on planet Earth. You want to maximize that ability, that period of time he will be the best player on planet Earth, and you want to win more titles, right? And I think Giannis will win another title, maybe 2, right? But they have to reboot. And honestly, maybe you got to fire Coach Bud, right?
Yeah,
coaching mistakes and stuff like that, and bring in maybe Nick Nurse.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you agree with that? Like Coach Bud, he's been talked about a bunch, right? He has Coach of the Year, trophies in his house right now. But the problem is, if you're looking at the Bucks outside of that championship year, they've had playoff failures time and time again, right? And includes a first round exit as well. And then when you're looking at it this year, they had a top 3 MVP candidate. They had 3 guys in the top 8 in terms of defensive player of the year, candidates. And then you're having a top 5 defense not show up in the playoffs. So does Coach Bud hold a lot of this blame?
I think before you even sell off assets like Chris Middleton, before you even think about rebuilding something around Giannis and Drew Holiday, you get rid of the coach. Budenholzer, for me, has been a big problem for this Bucks team, and we also saw that being exploited by Nick Nurse when we faced them. He does not adjust. He does not know how to adjust. And as a coach, adjustment needs to be your bread and butter. And this is what happens in a series of 7. When someone else is coaching against your game plan, it's very easy to figure it out because you have a plethora of games to go back and learn from. In the regular season, it's very different. You're playing different teams every single night. You're able to do whatever you want to do, and you're able to get those wins because no one's really playing for your game plan. But in a series now, when you have 7 games put together, their entire job on that coaching end to stop your game plans. And that's what I think coach does not do over there. Even, let's look at the last minute of the game. Gave the ball to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen is running your offense late game where you're about to be eliminated. You have 2 timeouts left. You didn't call one? You didn't call one timeout?
That was crazy to me. The fact that you had 2 timeouts, you didn't advance the ball.
One timeout.
And look, I know there was 0.5 seconds left, but you still got to advance it.
You need to do something.
We've seen crazier things. Remember Jay Crowder and that lob to Ayton?
In the finals.
Yeah, it's in the, I think it was the conference
finals.
Yeah, against the Clippers. But remember, it's possible you can score with 0.5. So I could see your point there, and just want to ask you, was it a failure, like in your estimation?
I agree with Justin where like I think it comes down to what you view your life as, right? Like it comes down to what does failure mean to you? And Giannis has time and time and time again showed everybody out there he's not your typical superstar. I don't know why we keep expecting him to be. He's not the same guy as LeBron, as Kobe, as MJ. His mentality is very different. He wants to win, but he doesn't value winning the way that other people value winning. He understands the other parts of life. Like I'm not in terms of like he doesn't want to win, but I mean like, you know how people come on the court, like you have guys like MJ and stuff, and they have that killer mentality. Of course, Giannis has that too, but I think he really tethers on the life side of his things too. And that's what makes him a little bit more relatable, because you're seeing the human version of it. You're not only seeing the athlete part of him.
He has a perspective. He puts into perspective, right? Where you look at like guys like Kobe and Jordan, where they had that like tunnel vision almost.
Exactly.
Right? Like they just, if I didn't win, I failed. I don't care how many points I score. I don't care if I averaged 35. I don't care what I did. Right. If I didn't win, that was a failure, right? But those two guys are probably the two most competitive guys the NBA has ever seen, right? And Giannis, again, absolutely he wants to stack championships up, but he's able. Look where he's come from, right? Yeah. That puts all into perspective, and a different perspective that a lot of people might not notice. And I think that's kind of what separates him from other superstars we've seen in the NBA.
With that being, sorry.
No, go ahead.
With that being said, though, I still think he needs to work on his game.
Yeah, of course.
That mid range needs to come in through at some point. You can't. Let's not even talk about the free throws. Yeah, let's not even go down there. We, as a Raptor fans, know what it feels like to lose a game because of free throws. I do. They were leading 16 points in the fourth quarter, and they lost because of free throws. I think as a team, they made 28 out of 45 free throws, 62% from the line. Giannis himself had 10 out of 23 free throws. You hit 5 of them, you win the game.
That's at home too, right? In a do or die game, elimination game. But guys, real quick before we move on to the games tonight, I want to say it was a failure. I think it was, because you're talking about a team that everyone had going to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Everyone had them in the finals or winning the finals. You're talking
passing
about,
Kevin Durant on the all-time list.
Yeah, like there's look, man, there's so many people out here that had the Bucks winning. And you're looking at just a few teams every year could win a championship. Like, let's be realistic here, right? And the Bucks were one of those teams.
Yeah.
And I get it. Giannis, he missed some time, actually a chunk of this series. But yet again, if you're talking about Game 4, why did you lose that game? Right? You can't lose that game. The way you were up, especially, and you again going to Coach Bud as well. No adjustments. You don't want to double team Jimmy Butler. Okay. Then Game 5. Again, you're at home, a place where you barely lose this season, and then you fumble like that. I think they're fraud watch representatives. I really do. They're a part of the committee, and that's really bad. If you're a part of the committee, that's really bad. Okay, this was not, and this is a team, a one-man show. You're gonna lose to a one-man show on your home court when you have one of the best.
That one man in the playoffs is.
I know
he's
different, but you're talking about what's around him, right? Yeah. Older Kevin Love, older Kyle Lowry showed up. Right, Bam, he played a good game. Gabe Vincent, really, he those are guys that beat you. Yeah. You can't have that happen as a heavy favorite. So that's why I think, personally, it's a failure. When you don't win a championship as a real contender, it's a failure, in my estimation, in my opinion.
And guys, Giannis said he would wanted to guard Jimmy Butler more.
So
he was putting...
I think you should
override in a body bag.
I think you should override, because he does defer to Coach Bud, but at times you got to override it.
Said the same
Jimmy Butler overrided what Spoelstra said. Spoelstra wanted somebody else to hit that game winner.
I think Budenholzer's gone. I don't see him staying whatsoever, because the one guy you're going to change is going to be Budenholzer. He doesn't have a good tracker with this team whatsoever. They're second round exits besides that one year they made the championship.
Conference finals.
I've always said that Budenholzer is he's gassed up because he won that one championship. Yeah. Aside from that, he hasn't done anything. Please. And Atlanta, remember all those days in Atlanta? Good teams, they didn't do anything. So let's move on. Let's move on real quick before we end off the show. Okay, we have two big games tonight. The Lakers and Memphis. Real quick on this game. LeBron had, not a LeBron type game. He had a good game though, 15, 10, and 5. Not for LeBron.
Not for LeBron standards.
So, Justin, do you expect LeBron to have a real good performance tonight, or do you think that Memphis will get him again.
The King will, reclaim his crown tonight.
Okay.
And they're going to close with the Memphis Grizzlies tonight.
Okay. So Lakers.
It's simple as that. Look, Anthony Davis, whether he shows up or not, is irrelevant because who knows what Anthony Davis you're going to get on what day. But I do know tonight, Friday, April 28th, LeBron James will end the Memphis Grizzlies. Send Dylan Brooks home. Send John Morant home. Send T. Morant home. Right? And he will dap up Shannon Sharp at the end of the game.
Noor, who you got tonight?
LeBron.
Oh,
thank you.
Wow, she has LeBron James. That's a shock.
Listen, this is a very easy pick coming against the Grizzlies and Dylan Brooks. You kind of want LeBron James and Lakers to win, and this new team that they found that actually gives them help beyond the starting five. So I like this for the Lakers.
Okay, and Kennard also had a little stinger with that shoulder, so that's something to monitor. Doubtful right now. And then as for the Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, what a series this has been. Who you got tonight, guys? This is going to be an interesting one because the question is, does Golden State close it out, Justin?
It's De'Aaron Fox's health to me with the broken finger, and now again he's playing through it. Which again, not a lot of NBA players played through injuries. Credit to De'Aaron Fox for playing.
Is that a stab at somebody?
Who?
Never mind. Continue.
I thought about Kawhi.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, relax. Okay,
Defender of Kawhi right here. Yes,
exactly.
I understand.
Defender of the Kawhi Leonard.
Not everything revolves around you.
The Clippers
and the Clippers.
Or the Raptors.
Who's talking about the Raptors? Raptors have been out for a couple weeks now, no?
Don't remind me.
Anyway, look, what De'Aaron Fox has been doing is nuts this series. But I think at the Chase Center, it's going to be electric. Steph's going to be, doing his thing. Clay's been playing well. Wiggins has been playing very well since, missing the entire second half of the season pretty much. The Dubs do it, man. Dubs do it and set up LeBron versus Steph.
Need it.
Edition.
Need it.
NBA Finals edition.
Noor, thoughts?
Going with that one too.
Yeah?
I'm gonna go with the Warriors. I think it's time. As Justin said, the De'Aaron Fox thing is a little bit iffy for me, and they're gonna be at home. Draymond Green the other night had 21 points. If he's gonna do that again tonight, it's gonna be an easy wrap for them.
I got the Dubs. They're at home. I believe in my guy, Stephen Curry. Curry's gonna show you guys who he really is. And yes, we're gonna get part 5 of LeBron and Steph. We need it. The culture needs it. Okay. But tonight, make sure you're watching these games. Do not go on Netflix. Do not go on Disney Plus. Make sure you're watching these games. We will see you next time.